Hello again, my friend, and welcome back to the SWRA podcast, where aging, wellness, and wisdom intersect. I am your host, Maggie Lazar, and I am delighted to have you on again with me as we start off our day. And I hope you're listening to the podcast in the morning or whenever you get going on your day. Today, I wanted to talk, I go a little bit deeper with you guys, a little deep where we kind of think through things. And I think this is an exercise that as you get older, and you don't have to be an older person, but taking that time to just look at life and getting perspective. And that kind of ties in with wisdom, understanding the need to slow down and to look at things, to kind of remove yourself from a situation and be objective. Because when you are in the hustle and bustle, you don't have time, or you are dealing with lots of extreme emotions, you're not going to get there, right? One thing I wanted to talk about today is the idea, the wisdom of never giving up, right? I have done a lot of things in my life. I told you in the beginning a little bit of my story. I've done a lot of things. I wanted to be a doctor, but that didn't work. So I became a nurse. And before I became a nurse, I got a degree in engineering. I think it was electronic. Because, in a lot of Caribbean and, immigrant families, you're being a doctor and engineer, right? So I had to adjust my career, based on my needs at the time. I was alone in the US. My mom had put me on a plane with some strangers, and then we parted ways, and I had to find my way. It was a little bit of a rough time in the beginning. So fast forward 10, 20 years, married, kids, school, started a business. But I think the wisdom comes to like the day-to-day life challenges of trying something and then nothing happens. But just fighting the strength inside of you to get up and do it again, right? So I have done many things. As you know, I became a nurse. I had a bachelor's degree. I had a master's degree and went to culinary school, ran my business. But once I sold the business and then I was trying to figure out what my next move was going to be. And that's when, I went to Africa and look at different things that didn't pan out. In the meantime, what you may not know, I have done what we call Amway, and it was a flop. I have done Mary Kay, that was a flop. I've done Amazon, that was a flop. So I have tried different things to put myself in a position where financially I am in a good place. And also, I ended up, I ran my home care company for 13 years. And when I sold it, I made a little bit of money. But that money I reinvested in my cafe, my restaurant, and kind of poof, it went away. But here I am here trying, different things. But I think the challenge is in finding the strength to keep going on, to remain hopeful, to keep recreating yourself, coming up with new goals, new dreams, to kind of keep yourself going. Oh, that takes wisdom and that takes inner strength to do that. So I want to encourage you today. I think it may come a little bit easier to some people than others, the ability to brush yourself off and then let's do it, let's go at it again, right? Instead of getting the mindset, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make this, I'm never going to replace this money, and you just put one foot in front of the other and you keep going. You keep going, you keep creating because the joy, the peace, the wisdom is in the process, not necessarily the results. So as I am keeping myself encouraged, stimulated, engaged, passionate, I am changing and renewing myself, not necessarily getting the results that I expected. And I don't know about you, but in my life, things don't seem to go the way I dream them. It usually like something totally different. But when you're still here and you have the ability to still think through things, come up with ideas and implement the ideas, create things, you are blessed. So I embrace that as a wisdom thing. Wisdom living, as I called it. I embrace that. Can you think through that you say, I am enjoying the process and not necessarily looking at the end product because I don't know about you, but right now we don't know what the end is going to look like, right? We have no clue. So I might as well enjoy the process on the way. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Again, it's a different mindset to look at things from a different angle. And I think that's good for your brain. It's good for your emotions, good for your heart. All right. So go out there and dream, encourage yourself, encourage others, and enjoy the process. And don't get hung up on whether you achieved this, you didn't achieve that. Enjoy the process. I think that's where the joy is. That's where it is. All right. So go out there, be a positive person, and I will see you in the next podcast. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Bye.